Happy Wednesday, everybody. We are back with session 2 of the Common Folks. And take it away, Jen.
Yeah, so last time, 2 weeks ago, when we played, we had a little adventure where Shadowrunners were doing some good neighbor work. I believe it's called hooding in the Shadowrun vernacular. For very low pay, basically nothing. They're going to find out what's been happening to some missing people. Turns out that there were a lot of missing people, and they came across someone who may or may not be a vampire already, who is at least related to a alleged vampire that you can find in Denver, Colorado. You can go and go to their actual headstone. So next time you're in Denver in the current timeline, you should go check it out because it's a cool little story.
He's a vampire.
So the runners decided that they were going to pretend to be interested in what Theo, the long-legged man, was selling, and climbed into his hearse and drove to a nearby abandoned elementary school. And when we last left our runners, they were getting ready to enter the cafeteria of this building. So did I forget anything or anything to contribute before we kick it off?
If I recall correctly, we were following behind in the van, right?
Yes, that is right. Some of y'all got in the hearse and some of you followed behind in the...
Okay, perfect.
All right, so fancy new pictures here for y'all. So when you walk into the cafeteria, it is the middle of the night, and it's a rather modern-looking kind of cafeteria. So there are no tiny chairs. There's no like elementary school-sized cafeteria tables. I don't know if anybody who's a full-grown adult has tried to sit in one of those, but they are traps all onto themselves. So the cafeteria is empty at the moment. It is the middle of the night. The people that you rode in the hearse to have already started dispersing and started walking down the hallway. Now, Theo did tell you that they were going to go and get your rooms ready, but that they weren't ready yet because they weren't expecting you. So, what would you all like to do? You are currently unsupervised.
I thought we were heading towards the cafeteria for Ace was at least, because I remember that being mentioned.
Yeah, so Theo sort of escorted y'all, those who were in the hearse, into the cafeteria, but they have gone off to make arrangements for your rooms, and the other passengers that were with you are headed down a hallway away from the cafeteria.
Leaving us unsupervised in the cafeteria.
Yes, unsupervised in the cafeteria.
What food do they got?
They actually don't have any food. It looks like it should be set up for food, but there are some bags of some sort of liquid or possibly some sort of frozen paste, but no actual food. It's set up to cook, but there's nothing in the freezer aside from these plastic bags.
She's gonna is the liquid in them red?
Some of it is red and some of it is blue.
She's gonna poke at one of the bags. I told you, vampire.
Mm-hmm. Is there a refrigerator?
Yes.
I go open it.
Okay. It's an industrial sized refrigerator, and it is again just full of these plastic bags.
No garlic.
No garlic, no.
Of course there wasn't gonna be garlic. What kind of vampire do you...
Only if they're vampires, and I reckon they are.
This is the least spicy kitchen you've ever seen. There are no spices to be found anywhere. Folks who are in the van, is there anything that y'all would do?
It's just me and Spider, is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Spider, what do you think we should do? I don't know these guys that well, but this feels like it's got trap written all over it, man.
Yeah, it definitely
Geek Squad,
feels that way.
get an eye on the cameras.
What's that?
Get an eye on cameras. I know this place has got them.
Yeah, good call.
Unless
I guess
they're vampires and they don't want anybody seeing them not on camera.
You had a comm link. And I don't... Wait. Do vampires actually have no reflection?
Could be
Be pretty
myth.
cool.
I mean, it's a disease.
Oh yeah, that's a really old myth, isn't it?
Yeah.
Spider, do you want to go in with them, or you want to? How do you want to play this, man?
Well, I don't think I could just pop in there. Obviously, that would probably make them paranoid. They had new people show up, get in the car, and then someone else randomly shows up. Might be iffy. I might go around the side, but like if you could use your tech and get in, maybe get a peek at what's going on, and then I could maybe run around and do support if they need it.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I will take a look to see if I can find the host, and then if so, I'll try to hack into it.
Okay. Yeah, there is a local host on the building.
Okie dokie. I will try to probe into it. My roll 20 is not cooperating. There we go.
All right, you are able to get into the host. So, what would you like to do?
Well, first thing will be look around to see if see what I see. Keep an eye out for the cameras that that they asked about, and other than that, just look for any threats.
Okay. So there's a camera outside by the front door. Basically, y'all came around the back. And there is a secondary camera that looks like it's on a lower level. And there are a handful of comm links that looks like they're all moving in the same general direction. That may be the folks who just showed up. And you notice that there are 200 unique matrix signatures that are not moving.
That's potentially no big deal, or potentially a huge deal. Can I tell what kind of icons those are?
Let's do do another cracking plus logic, because it's not a signature you've encountered before.
Sure thing.
Okay, with 2 hits, it appears to be some sort of, and don't forget, you get edge for analytical mind, right?
Totally. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, absolutely. So they appear to be some sort of medical device.
Oh, I'm out.
Told you.
All right. No, so Geek Squad will relay that. Okay, guys, a couple of cameras. I got one on the lower level. I'll take a look at it. I got 200 medical devices in there. Maybe that's like the nurse's station, and it's a bunch of thermometers, but that's probably wishful thinking.
No, they're not turning people into vampires. They're using them as blood bags. How many vampires are there that they need 200?
Cyrus, you remember when she was just, surly and drunk all the time and quiet?
Mm-hmm.
Bite me.
No, it's scary now because she's got me asking the same question. Is person to vampire ratio like chicken to person, or like cow to person, or like pig to person? Like what's a sandwich in this scenario that they need 200 of them? Is that 200 people?
Oh boy. Okay.
I mean,
Jeez.
you think at least.
Maybe they have like a coven.
I'll see if I
With
can
more
take a
than a
peek at that
vampire?
lower level camera.
Yeah. Look around. I got my Bowie knife. I'm just.
Yeah, so the lower level camera, it's very dark. And you do see what looks like some blue lights coming from a person-sized tube-shaped things. But it does not, by your count, it does not look like. It looks like far fewer than that.
Okay. Yes, I'll relay that to the team with a picture up on the AR of what I'm seeing. I don't know what that is. Any ideas?
Any kind of rolls we can make, John?
Sure. What, if there's any medical knowledge or bio knowledge?
Yeah, I'll try a biotech.
Any kind of science?
Yeah, I don't have any of those things. I just figured somebody else. Knowledge, guns.
Not a gun.
Not guns.
Not guns.
That's it. It's 2 categories.
All right. Would anybody else like to make a roll, or have something they think might be applicable?
Taking a look at my character sheet.
Everybody's looking at their knowledge and skill.
Yeah.
Ace has 3 knowledge skills, and they're all based around Seattle.
Okay, we're getting a camera feed. We see one of the. We see just one. We just got one camera feed on that shows a tube, or do we have multiple cameras that we can see from?
Just you have one camera that shows the front door, and one
That's not-
camera that shows this dark area that Geek Squad has identified as being in a lower level that has a couple of these tubes.
Well, strangely enough, I'm gonna roll spatial geometry.
Okay.
To just try and get a feel of how big the tubes are.
Okay.
What?
So, no, go ahead.
No, what would fit in there? I mean, are they gnome tubes or troll tubes or naga tubes?
All right. Yeah, absolutely. So we'll start with Jay with the 3 hits. That these tubes look average metahuman size. So it could fit from troll to gnome and everywhere in between, but doesn't look much larger than a troll would be.
Okay.
Geek Squad, with your 6 hits on your biotech roll, this reminds you of a paper that you read about some sort of preservation technology.
All right. Like a cryotube or something?
Yeah, like a cryotube, and there have been a couple of attempts for cryogenic technology. They haven't been super successful, and nobody's really focused on it. But in recent months, there have been a couple of papers coming out talking about how technology has accelerated and that sort of thing.
Cool. So I'll relay that to the team as well. I can't think of any good reason for there to be a cryo or whatever these are cryotubes that under a school. That's weird.
Are they like putting these people on BTLs and then just cryo sleeping. I think I've seen a trid like this, way like a really old trid.
I mean, it's one way to drain somebody's blood without them fighting you, right?
Maybe it's where they sleep. But I
If
mean,
it's
you
an
know,
escape.
if there's like 200 of them.
Well, from the camera's not showing me 200. I got 200 devices. Can I tell if all the devices are the same type of device?
Yes, they all do appear to be the same type of device. And there's about 6 in the basement, so the other 194 are in the upper levels of the building. There are none where your friends' signatures are, their matrix signatures are right now.
Okay. Relay that, and no other cameras, just the front and the lower floor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, y'all, that might be all I can get from out here.
You think those inside, you guys could go and look and see what these things are? Check
Oh,
out one of
yeah.
the rooms where they're at.
Ace is definitely going to go snooping, see if where are the stairs down? Is there more than one? She's so down for this.
Maybe Spider, you can find a way into the basement. Sneaky.
Yeah. No, I'll go run the perimeter and see if I can find a way in.
Chains, is there anything you like to do?
No, I'm just hanging out for now.
What's the legal status in Denver right now?
Pretty much Ghostwalker is in charge.
Well, no, I get that, but you know, Aslan to kill him on site. You cast little intermiddle because they recognize they got a disease, but
Oh, that's what oh, that's a good question. As to what they consider them, they consider them killable right off the bat.
Well, no, I mean, yeah, I'm not suggesting that that's what we do. They hadn't done it. I mean, if they turn out they are vampires and ain't done anything, I'm not going to grease somebody just for being different. But
We're not greasing them for being different. We're greasing them for kidnapping people.
yes, if they're kidnapping people and stuff, then I'll shoot them all day, and all night. That's not a problem. But
I mean, we got hired to find Florence. That's what I want to do.
And the other missing people.
yeah, that's fair. And if they come at me, they get the same treatment everybody else gets. All right. I might be overthinking this because Dracula, but.
All right. As Ace starts to leave the cafeteria to go snooping, she runs face or sort of chest first into Theo because he's very tall. And Theo looks down at Ace and sort of half smiles and says, "We have rooms available for you now, if you'll follow me."
Perfect.
Thank you.
So they lead you.
You sure you're not going to tell me?
What am I going to not tell you?
I mean, I already know that you're a vampire.
I assure you, I am not.
Yes, you are.
I see you've made up your mind, so I'll just show you to your rooms and you can make your own choices. So Thea leads you down a hallway away from the cafeteria and takes you up a flight of stairs. It looks like there are about four floors. Not about, there are 4 floors. And On the hallways, you see that it's all these doors are this yellowish orange kind of color. They all have the same color, and that each of you can tell that this was an elementary school. It looks like this is all classrooms that were set up, and they open one of the orange doors for you. And it opens into a really nice apartment. It is clearly a converted classroom, but it's a nice, basically studio kind of setup. There's a sitting area, a section for a bedroom. There's a small kind of kitchenette area, and a refresher station, and all of that stuff. And Theo indicates that each of you have your own room. And they're all one right after the other. And there is a little, looks like a welcome booklet on the countertop. And they say, I will leave you to your reading. And then he leaves and closes the door behind him.
Huh. You start flipping through the whatever.
So
Pamphlet.
The pamphlet is very much welcome to the first day of the rest of your life, and talks about how for those who felt that they don't belong, you finally welcome home, and that we are here to provide you comfort and security until the world catches up with your ideas. There's some sort of what is it? I can't think of the word, but basically the idea that there's like some maintenance stuff, like housekeeping, and that someone comes in to clean the apartment once a week, and that there's not much in the way of solid food service. They say that all of your nutrients will be supplied, and that you can transcend whenever you're ready.
Huh.
It says transcend whenever you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
Does it define what transcending is?
It does not.
And it's got this thing, right?
Yep.
Each of the okay. Ace is gonna poke around at it.
Okay. My beautiful Photoshop.
I love it. It looks great.
Shane's is going to he's going to look around in the astral and just see what type of astral is given off in this space.
Okay. In the
Rip.
It was a good run.
Does Chains have bad luck?
Oh yeah.
That's great.
But Chains also has silver lining, and what's the other one? I always forget. So there's three things he's got. He's got bad luck, silver lining, and glitchy. Glitchy means anytime he has a glitch, it's a critical glitch.
Oh no.
But silver linings, whenever silver linings happens, whenever he glitches or critical glitches, he fills up his edge bar.
Oh.
all right.
So now I have 7 points of edge because I just critically glitched on an astral sensing test. And I don't know what that is, but I'd love to find out.
Yeah. Wow. What is a critical glitch on an sensing astral perception look like? The furniture is alive.
I will shut my astral perception down, and I'll be like, "Oh my gosh, This place is really weird. We should not be here.
Let's switch over to Spider for a minute. You said that you wanted to try and find an alternate entrance.
Yep. I'm gonna sneak around and try to find an alternate entrance inside.
Okay. All right, yeah. It is the middle of the night. There aren't any guards patrolling. There doesn't seem to be any drones or anything like that. If y'all hadn't followed another vehicle here, this would look like an abandoned building. So you are able to sneak around very successfully, and make me a perception test, if you would please.
Can do.
All right. So 3 hits is good, and because you have an urban environment specialty, that's awesome. So with your experience with buildings, and what to look for, so you do see that there is a crawl space door, probably for maintenance or something along those lines. But it is unguarded. There are no cameras around, nothing like that.
Cool. I'll see if it's unlocked. Try to go in.
Okay. There is a small, old school padlock.
Awesome. I'm gonna try and pick it.
Okay. Oh, yeah, absolutely. This lock did not stand a chance against you. So you go ahead and pick the lock, and it clicks open for you, and you're able to go inside if that's what you'd like to do.
Absolutely.
All right. So this leads you into it's like a dirt floor, and there's some ventilation. It's not tubing, but apparatus, whatever I can't think of the word. Things where there are vents. And it seems to run the length of the building. And so there are spots where it looks like you could climb up into ductwork. Thank you. That's the word. That there are spots where you could climb up into the ductwork, or at least get up to the floor above it.
Cool. I'm going to switch my sunglasses over to thermo to make sure I'm not getting into a hot duct, and then try to weasel up through the floor.
Okay. Roll a d6. All right, so perfect. So you are able to find a duct that is strong enough to support you, and that you're able to crawl around in there for a couple of minutes, still using your stealthy abilities. And there
It
is.
helps. I also have traceless walk, so I'm not making noise through the ductwork.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, and so there is a floor vent that you can look up first, or you can just pop up like a daisy.
I will absolutely look first.
So you see basically what looks like the bottom of what Geek Squad shared from the camera feed. So it's like you're looking at the bottom of these tubes.
Is that room dark, or is it lit, or do you got the blue glow?
It's just the blue glow from the tubes. There's no other light source at the moment.
All right. Is it possible to shimmy that grate open and get out?
Yes.
I'll do that.
All right.
When I get out, I'll pull out my comlink and take some pictures of the devices. And that way I can send them back to Geek Squad.
Okay, perfect. So, Geek Squad. This is the. That's not what I wanted to do at all. Sorry, I thought I had everything done, and then I didn't. So, Geek Squad, this is what you see on the comm link that Spider sends over to you.
Okay.
And they're all emitting sort of light blue glow. In this, there's the little area there on the left hand. It looks like a trash can.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to describe it. That there is a red plastic bag and a blue plastic bag, sort of sitting next to each other to fill in that space. And in these tubes, there are 6 in this room, and they do all have occupants.
I will also snap a close picture of all the faces of the occupants, just in case it's somebody we know.
This is like full-on scary movie. Like, I'm in the van. Half of y'all wandered one way, the other person shimmied into the ductwork in the basement.
I do like that it's daylight horror. Like all the rooms are very well lit and white and everything.
It's creepier that way, isn't it?
No, I know. It's like that's I have a great love of bright horror.
Once I snap those pictures, I'm gonna get out.
Okay. Are you going back through the ductwork?
Yeah, probably go right out the way I came.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I'll relay the messages, and if I can maybe run like a facial recognition on the picture he snaps when he sends it to me.
Yeah, cross-reference them with the database we have.
Yeah.
If you can get into the system and see if like there are names on the rooms, and communicate to other people. Like, do you know what room you're in? Because if that may help Geek Squad like cross-reference the rooms, and we could find our friend.
Yeah, that's definitely a good idea. I'll poke around to see if I see anything like administration files or room numbers or a hidden host that might have that stuff.
Okay. That sounds good. So we're going to switch back to Team Indoors real quick.
Yep.
And Ava, you said that Ace was poking around the device. All right. So it's empty. It does not have the bags attached to it or anything like that. It definitely has the slots where they would fit in. Now that you have seen, I'm sorry, I shouldn't assume. Did you share those pictures with the rest of the team?
I definitely would, yeah, if I get them from Spider.
Okay. So you would see now where these bags would fit in. And in the room with this container, there's like this nice plush bathrobe, and it's very like almost like a spa-like kind of vibe to it. And there's a panel on the side where it looks like it's asking for personal information. Name, age, metatype, that sort of thing.
Uh-huh.
Jen, it's like no one trusts you.
I know. I don't know why y'all don't trust me. Also, y'all are never going to want me to run for you again.
Oh no, this is great. I'm loving this. Ace is going to input the information on our fake sin.
Okay. What rating is your fake sin that you're
3.
using? Okay. It seems to accept your information. And blue light turns on inside up at the sort of top dome section of it. And there's a cheery little ding and a female voice that says, "Please enter when ready to transcend."
Okay. Ace isn't that stupid.
Cyrus, what are you doing?
Trying to decide whether or not to set the building on fire.
Arson is always an option.
Especially where I'm concerned. So, yeah. Do we know where these 200 vessels are, like geographically in the building?
They're all Geek Squad. What you saw was that they're all kind of evenly spaced, and now that your companions are in these rooms, that they are next to these signatures, these matrix signatures.
All right. I walk around and have Geek Squad tell me when I'm standing next to one.
Yeah, I could probably do that.
I had an idea. Ace is going to try to get in the ceiling tiles.
Yeah,
I'll give her a boost if she needs one.
I was going the same direction. They were either under my feet or above my head.
They're right in front of you.
Oh, they're right in front of me. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm assuming, they're on the same level we are, so go up into the ceiling tiles, next room over.
And y'all do have access to 4 rooms that are side by side because there are 4 of you.
This guy comes back, he goes, "We gave you the run of the place, and y'all are like going up in the ceiling and stuff. You can just walk through the door. Left dust everywhere." Anyway, what do I see? I mean, I see this sleep pod thing. Nobody's in it.
No, nobody's in it. In the 4 rooms that y'all have access to, or that you've looked in so far.
And wants to know if I want to train.
It asks for personal information, and if you put in a fake SIN of a rating 3 or better, it accepts it.
I do.
And then it's the same cheery ding and tells you to step in when you're ready to transcend.
I'm probably going to have to burn that SIN after this, aren't I?
Not if we kill everybody.
Oh my god, James.
Poor James.
Everything out here is going to get me. This pod is my only safety.
Oh my god.
I mean, it does feel critical glitchy.
Yeah.
It does. So, Chains, before you get in, do you just step in, or do you put in the information first?
Yeah, I'm not putting in any information. I'm just jumping in the thing. I'm gonna try and carry the door closed.
It's like stepping into a weird circle. Like the interior of it is like that tub like material.
Tile?
No, not tile. Like the plastic one.
Oh yeah.
I firmly believe you don't need to say weird circular shower. I mean, they're kind of all weird.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. So it's like stepping into a dry shower. So it's got that kind of texture to it. The that plastic piece in the front.
Yeah, that weird feeling of your feet on flooring that's not meant to be dry.
Yeah, where you're like, I'm wearing shoes in this thing that clearly is not where shoes belong. And there is a light blue light above your head. And there is the cheery ding that you hear inside the device that says that you can enter your information when you're ready to transcend. But it's very clean.
I think Chains only has the one SIN, so that's the one he'd have to use. Yeah, Percy.
Jay, what are you doing? All these shenanigans are happening.
Well, honestly, trying to once they give up the system, trying to go into it as much to see if I could get any more information about what transcending is and what they say it'll give you and everything.
Okay.
A deep dive into the literature, basically.
Okay. Do an investigation. Is that a skill in this game?
So what skill is that?
I don't know. I might have just made it up.
Yeah, I was just saying that's
It'd be a different game.
It's probably like a logic perception roll, would be my guess.
Yeah, that sounds good.
logic perception. Okay.
Yeah, and any and if you have any relevant skills or anything.
Not unless these tubes are actually like food preparation. If they really are food preparation units, like Ace does, I do have cooking, so I probably would be better at spotting that. But
Well, I'll keep that in mind.
I have to change. I forgot. I'm gonna change the character's name. Oh no, one hit. I'm gonna go ahead and spend 2 to turn that. Or I'm gonna go for 2 hits. I'll turn that 4 into.
All right, so you're poking around the pod, and you manage to hit something on the screen, and there's a little video that pops up, and it's showing this clearly like AR woman walking through like a field of flowers, and it's very like she's dragging her hands along the tops of the daisies and this sort of thing. And she stops and turns to the camera in a very, "Oh, I didn't see you there. Hello, and welcome to information about Transcension. Thank you so much for joining us. We know that you don't feel like you belong, and we're happy that you have found your home with us. Transcension aims to provide you with the relief that you have sought. And by doing so, we'll prepare you to wait until the world catches up with your unique ideas. Once you enter the Transcension tube, we will prepare your body to maintain immortality until such a time that we deem safe to release you. If you have any further questions, you can contact us below." And then the video starts over.
Okay, so cryotube. And then the video just starts over saying, "We're this."
Yep.
You got a magic marker? We just writing nope.
So people are getting into it. Is Chains went into this thing?
Yeah, I'm in here. I'm trying to figure it out now. It's like there's this blue light, and it's kind of weird in here. I don't think I like it much.
Oh, Jen was like concerned. Yes, he did.
Yeah. Okay. Tell you what. Let me know if anything weird happens in there. I'm doing a electronic hardware roll to see if I can find a way to open the panel.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you find anything out about this thing? Like, what's it for?
It's supposed to make you immortal
Oh, that sounds good.
by putting you to sleep forever.
Whoa, hold on. No, that doesn't sound as good.
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure I'll get the hang of this thing. If we freeze you, we'll thaw you.
I mean, are you punking the new guy again? I thought the first 2 missions it was going to be over.
You're the one that got in there. I'm not blocking you in there. You can get back out.
Can I get back out?
Yeah.
I suddenly am
No,
paranoid
wait,
at the
hang
world
on.
now.
I said, while Jay did say all that, he does have the toe of his boot blocking the doorway, holding in place for the doorway. So He goes, and it doesn't quite open right at the first second. Then once he starts panicking, then I let him out.
Hey, let me out. I'm like, the whole world is against me. The chairs and stuff are like weird astral creatures, and now you're trying to freeze me in this tube.
Poor Chains.
Just give me somebody to punch. That's all I want.
Nobody's volunteering to come get punched by you. Well, let's look.
Yeah.
All right, so Jay, with your 2 hits to pop off you can pop off the paneling on the side, and so what are you specifically trying to do?
Honestly, it's Jay honestly doesn't know. I've got a little bit of engineering, a little bit of electronics. Once he stopped developing his muscles, Jay was built to give an assist to everybody. So honestly, actually, I would send the camera feed back to Geek Squad. Looking around, specifically trying to see if is there some like tubes in here for draining liquid, as in someone's blood, and that type of thing. Honestly, try to look for anything that looks strange, despite the fact that I have no biotech skill. So I'm really not qualified to figure out if a cryotube is strange or not.
Well, that sounds like a perfect opportunity to switch our scene back over to Geek Squad. So, Geek Squad, Jay sends you this as you are running a search on the side, comparing the database. So, the 6 faces that Spider took photos of in the lower room do not match your current database. One of them does ping up from your search, though, as someone who was reported missing 10 years ago.
Same age as when they left, or has it aged?
From the picture, it appears that it's the same age as when they left.
Wow. So it may actually do what it says on the tin. Huh. All right. So I'll tell the team that, and then start working on Jay's current request to figure out how this thing works and if there's like blood sucking tubes or anything.
So with your biomedical knowledge and looking at Jay's sort of shaky cam showing you the insides of this thing, it does have some similarities to like a Valkyrie module. So there would be a way for fluids to be injected and for fluids to be extracted. There is an extra space, which you assume is the suspension fluid itself. And as you are both looking around, as Jay's sort of poking and prodding things, Jay, which pod are you working on right now? Is it the one that Chains was in?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Chains, you notice Jay hits a wire and the blue light turns red.
Hey, you did something there. You made the light change.
Okay, Geek Squad, you know what the light changing means?
I mean, it's probably not good. Red is an angry color.
What if it's like the defrost setting?
Oh, it could be a warming setting. That red is the color of warm. That's true.
The blue is freezing and the red is defrosting.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's as good an answer as any.
And as y'all are having this conversation, Ace hears, because it's been very quiet, and as she's crawling around in the ceiling there, that she hears 2 sets of footsteps approaching down the hallway towards the rooms that your friends are in. And we are going to take our break right there.
You are vicious and evil. And I love it.
I love it.
All right, folks.
I love it.
Be back in 10.
Can I just ask, what does a summoning tea kettle look like?
Oh, a summoning tea kettle. It is made out of cast iron that has been painted ritually with symbols in blood, obviously, that are then coated and shellacked over so that they don't flake off, that way it can last for centuries. And we use a nice clear coat, though, so you can see them quite nice, quite clear. We mix in, with the blood, we mix in the iridescent paint, so it gives us a nice little beautiful shimmer, especially as it heats up. And as you heat it up, that's where the magic happens, because that is when all of the symbols start to glow and get bright and beautiful. And as the tea kettle whistles, that is the summoning ritual complete.
If you have an interest in using the summoning tea kettle, or taking part in any of the other worlds in our games, you don't have to have experience. Just join our Discord, and the GMs will work with you and help you find a game you enjoy. The link is in the chat.
Ready to level up your cosplay game? Check out the Geek Forge on Etsy. With a variety of props to give your photos that extra spark, you'll find just what you need. Hold magical fire in the palm of your hand, or take a potion to restore your mana. With a large variety of colors, you can choose your own magical flavor for your cosplay. Bring drama to your photo shoots with these vibrant props and more, all available at the Geek Forge. Are you ready to level up your cosplay?
Boo!
What a spell! Spell!
Spells.
Spell! She says spell like 92 times. Spell! 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 Spell!
Thanks for sticking around, folks.
Welcome back.
And Jen, there was some ominous footsteps coming down the stairs, I believe, before we went on break.
Yes, there were some ominous footsteps coming down the stairs. So,
Oh yeah, and upon hearing that, Ace would like over the the subvocal. She just be like, company coming your way.
I put the ceiling tile back in place.
Okay.
So that it's not obvious that she's up there, unless she's coming right back.
Oh God, no!
I thought
you're not in her room anyway. They're not going to be checking her room.
Oh, okay.
They're going to be checking the one probably with the red light on it.
All right, then I'd start putting the. I would start putting the panels back on quick. And I would honestly ask Chains to hand them to me. Which I realize is a bad idea. But
I will hand you the panels. What do you want me to roll for that, Jen?
To hand him the panels?
well, okay, I was just going to treat it that I did absorb his bad luck, but I don't have that many twos. So I'm good.
If you really want to make a roll to see if you fail it, you can make an edge roll.
Nah, it's okay.
Okay.
I think Jay's got this.
I'm not going to take away your fun of rolling dice. Also, I don't know how to use Roll20 apparently. So, So you get the panel reassembled just in time. The red light does stay on. And the door to the room that Jay and Chains, Cyrus, are you in this room as well?
Yep.
Okay. So the door that the room that the three of y'all are in, two men enter, and one of them you already know. It's good old Theo. And there is another man that enters with Theo. And Theo looks around and immediately sees the red light. And he says, I'm so sorry. I thought that these rooms were prepared. Obviously, there is something wrong with this particular unit. So if you all would like to go next door, we will ensure that this one gets repaired for you.
Thank you.
I jerk my thumb at Mr. Medieval, whatever's going on with that outfit. I'm like, this is a repairman?
This is the man that leads the Transcendence. He wanted to come and meet you personally since you weren't on the previous list.
Sending a text to Chains sense this guy.
Chains like, worked out last time. Let's try it again.
I'm like very specifically not gonna look at the furniture. I kind of squint because that helps the astral sense.
Well, and at the point I do that, Jay kind of stands up and stretches loudly. Makes a bit of a show of it to distract, to be looked at, so that Chains can do that mojo 1,000-yard stare thing he does, which is creepy.
I'm gonna throw some shade on this. I'll spend 4 edge to bump 2 force to 5, so I get 5 successes on that.
All right. So 5 successes on sensing. So we will start there. Let's see. The new individual is dual-natured. They do not have any cyberware or implants. It is not an aura that you've seen before. I'm just going down the checklist of the assembly table. And what is your magic rating?
6.
Okay, you are equal in magic ratings. And yep. And they're not a technomancer or a monad.
So he is magically active.
He is magically active and is dual natured, if I didn't say that out loud.
Oh, so he's dual natured right now, so he is astrally sensing me at the same time?
You and the furniture and everybody else.
Do you want a acting role from me to get him to look at me so he doesn't know that Chains is doing the same thing to him?
Sure. I would love an acting or performance test. Cyrus, you want to get in on this? On this distraction?
I'm definitely distracted. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want me to con anybody. It's like,
I don't know. Jay's over here winning an Oscar, apparently.
Apparently. Yeah, no.
Hey, if it involves flexing muscles, Jake's got it.
I go over to the guy though, and instead I hold up I point at my pistols. I say, "Can I put these to bed with me when I go to Valhalla, wherever the hell I'm going?"
He points at a compartment on the side that, and he goes over and he gives it a gentle push, and it pops out, and it is a compartment where you could put weapons or bags or any other personal effects.
Excuse me.
So, Jay, what does this great performance of a distraction look like?
It's just simply Jay's clothes are specially tailored so that they wirelessly can be tightened up at the right times, so that they better define. So the muscle definition shows right through them at the right moments, and it's simply a he basically unfolds himself from the floor, and it's a big long stretch that of a flexing muscle that starts at his calves and works its way all the way up to his forearms, which are probably stretched and touching the ceiling now.
Okay.
And then a big, whoom, okay, that feels better as we get ready to walk next door.
Theo looks very impressed as someone who has very long legs of your very good stretch, because it doesn't count unless you say it's a very good stretch. And the other looks at you, and he's clearly distracted, so he does not seem to notice Chains is sensing him.
Yeah, and once I've noticed he's magically active, I'll shift back into normal perception, so I'm no longer dual-natured.
All right. Ace, what are you doing right now?
She's going to be trying to find the nearest occupied room that isn't one of theirs as quietly as possible.
All right. Make me a stealth check, please.
That's reaction, yes?
Yes.
Okay. 4?
Okay. You don't come crashing through the ceiling tiles. And
that's good.
So you're able to move around quietly enough in those ceiling tiles. So
Perfect.
Let's jump over to Geek Forge and Spider for a moment. And
Geek Squad.
Hey, I can be Geek Forge. I like it.
Oh. I didn't even realize. I was thinking Geek Squad, and it came out.
It took me a second to realize. I was like, wait, no, Geek Forge is your store.
Yeah.
What is it?
You need copyright items because this commercial is brought to you by the Geek Forge.
This episode sponsored by not Blue Apron, no.
We need to save that clip.
I'm sure Kendra will jump on that.
I will go on the record. I will change my Shadowrunner name to any company that would like to sponsor us. No problem.
So, Geek Squad. Make sure, because I almost said it wrong again. And Spider, what are y'all up to right now with these surprise visitors?
I'm going to lay low just on the outside of the building, not go all the way back to the van just in case they need me to run in or something.
And so did Spider make it out safe? That's my first concern.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
They were able to get out without a problem.
So I look at the guy and I go, I understand you got, a glove box on this thing, but I like to have my hog legs with me napping. You understand? Savvy? I'm trying to help with distractions.
With distractions? Yeah. No, he definitely looks a little puzzled.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Good talking to you. Good talk. Look inside, check, poke around, and see if it's plush enough to lay down.
So I'm Theo. I'm still a little unsure about what's going on here. Like this transcending thing. Do we have anybody we could talk to who's done it and then come back?
No one has decided that it's time to wake up yet, so no one has awoken.
Who decides when they're gonna wake up? I thought you said y'all decide when they're gonna wake up.
We do based on the initial requests of the users, which is why we came to talk to you, because you just showed up and we hadn't gathered any additional information. What you're hoping to achieve with transcendence, or what sort of society you're looking to inherit.
So if I say I want to wake up when they start making good westerns again, you gonna watch westerns, find out when they go again?
Yeah, we'll set up some sort of algorithm or something that determines what a good Western is. And then once that happens, then we would wake you up. Most people are a little more in-depth than that, but if that is what you would prefer, we will not stop you.
That was just friends.
Of course. So, Ace, between your very carefully crawling around drop ceilings, because they are not.
Yes.
So you can't go very far, but with Geek Squad sharing the location of the devices, that you're able to go to a nearby room that has one of the devices and go through the ceiling.
Yes. She's gonna be pretty cautious and check first before just dropping out of the ceiling.
Okay.
Make sure there's actually nobody conscious of her presence when she drops down.
There do not appear to be any conscious beings in this room.
Cool. Yeah, she drops down.
Okay. So it is an identical setup to the room that you just left.
Mm-hmm.
The artwork on the wall is the same blocks of color.
That's creepy.
So what would you like to do?
She gonna go towards the cryo tube.
There is
one that's occupied.
Yes, it is occupied. There is a male elf in the cryo tube. He is wearing the plushy robe that was hanging up in the room of yours, and is and the blue light is on over his tube, and he's in this sort of suspension liquid of some kind, and there's a red bag and a blue bag in the slots, and they are both running into the back of the pod.
I don't know what she was gonna do from here. She doesn't know what she was gonna do from here.
All right.
She could poke at the screen.
Okay.
Where she had input her information on hers.
Yeah. So the screen displays the information of the man in the tube, and it is a John Smith, because I didn't come up with names, so apologies. And it shows his age. He is 42, and it has a list of affiliations, which you would recognize, licenses and stuff that get attached to sins. And it does say Ares as an affiliation. And then he has a license for an Ares approved gun, and a comlink. And are you going to send any of this information to Geek Squad?
Yes, all of it.
Okay.
Like live as it's happening.
Okay, perfect. Geek Squad, this does ping your database as one of the people that you found who had gone missing.
Oh, here we go. Winner.
Yeah, she's got cyber eyes, so she's literally live feed to Geek Squad.
That's perfect.
Should I see
probably
if there's
more
a
there.
wake up sequence?
I'm sorry, Geek Squad. I missed what you said.
Oh, I said I'll just message the team that's definitely one of our missing people.
I'll message back and ask, can you download their database?
Yeah, I could try to find it.
Can I help with that? Being right here, isn't it like easier if something's plugged into it?
Yeah. If the device is in the matrix, which we think it is, yeah, it might be easier to find it that way.
Ace has very, very little knowledge of how the matrix works. She's basic user level because she's Logic 3 and has no specialized skills. So I think basically data jack. Does it have a UDP somewhere?
Yeah, there's a spot where you could plug in.
This better not give me a virus. Plug it in.
So we'll have Geek Squad go ahead and make the roll, and we'll give you +2 dice for Ace being jacked in direct.
Woo.
Sure. Is it like a matrix search, like an electronics plus intuition, or is it like a hacking, like cracking plus logic?
If you are looking for the data place, we'll go with the electronics and intuition.
Perfect.
All right, with 4 hits, you are able to get 2 floors worth of information. So about half of the database that you can download.
Cool. Does it seem like if I stick at it, I'll be able to get more, or we'll need to get someplace else to get the rest of it?
It seems like you need to get to the other one of the other floors to get the other half of it.
Okay. I will relay that back. Thank you for that. That helped out a ton. We need to get to the other floor to get the rest of it. Can I figure out which floor she needs to get to?
Yeah, so they're on the 3rd floor right now. So going to so you got the information for the 3rd and 4th floors. So going to the 1st or 2nd floor should get the information for 1st and 2nd floors.
Perfect. Yeah, I will say that.
So going down one would get the information we need. Go ahead, Spider.
All right, I'll go back in.
All right. Are you going back in the...
Yeah, it's same route. I know it.
All right.
Another stealth check.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Cool.
All right. Yeah, that's great. So are you heading back into that lower level, or are you trying to get up to it is this level, the level you went to before was below the first level.
Okay, then yeah, I'll go up one more so they can get everything. I'll try to discreetly get up there.
All right, yeah. As you are walking by in that lower level, now that you've seen sort of up close with all the images and stuff that everyone is sharing, that these tubes look older than like the other ones look like they might be newer models, which makes sense given on what you know, but that these particular pods all have tubes coming out of the top that all connect together, as opposed to each of the other ones that look like they're an individual.
Got it. Interesting. These are the vampires. Yeah, I'll try to make my way upstairs and be as discreet as possible, getting to a room.
All right. Yeah, with your 5 hits, you have no problem getting up the stairs and getting to a room discreetly.
Am I able to get inside one of the rooms? Are they locked up or open to get into?
They are not locked.
All right, when everyone's asleep, you don't need security.
Right.
I'll go in and do the same thing. I'll put my comlink into the port.
Okay.
And let Geek Squad use it.
All right, so you'll get an extra 2 dice from Spider plugging in for you.
This time I'll remember to roll them. Ooh, these ones must be hard. You know, I have edge. I will re-roll those.
All right. There you go. Yeah, no problem. You get the other 2 levels, and you get to the node of the lower level as well.
Interesting. Do I see anything else around there that looks like we need to be concerned with it?
So it looks like in the lower level, 5 of those are in the dormant state, and 1 of them is in the active state. So everything else is in, with the exception of the one that Jay turned the blue light to red. And it does seem to be in a negative state, which might lead to your theory that it's the defrost. And one of the pods from the basement level is in a, quote, active state.
That is very interesting. All right, I will start looking at the active state one, and it's probably a good time to remind the GM I have curiosity killed the cat. Which means once I stumble onto something like a data bomb or encryption, I have to figure it out. And if I can't figure it out, it has I think I can't spend edge. I'll double check, but basically it means once I find a mystery, I've got to get to the bottom of it.
Okay, perfect. So Jay and Cyrus in chains, your 2 new friends, are walking with you to another one of the 4 rooms.
Hey, what's your name, new guy? I don't want to just call you the bald monk.
He looks at you and then looks at Theo, and Theo says, "This is the leader."
Oh, like capitalized. I heard the capital letters there. The leader.
He's not much for talking.
Mm-hmm.
And Theo looks around for a moment and says, "Where's your friend? The one who's convinced that I am some sort of creature."
Oh, Ace. She's probably powdering her nose. Jay, did you see her? she wasn't in our room. She was in one of the other rooms you assigned to us. So she probably is transcending.
Or yeah, like I said, she's had a lot of changes going on, so I think she's probably just found a quiet spot to get introspective and think. The fact that she talked about it afterwards that she was wrong about you, it kind of shook her. She hit it well, but it really shook her, and I think she's wants to go off and think for a bit. And yeah. Yeah, I think that deserves a con roll.
Ace getting introspective.
Yeah, nobody else believed it either.
Yeah.
I'm just glad Jay picked up the thread I was laying down because I didn't want to roll that con.
Oh
Yikes.
wow. Okay, I've got enough edge. I'm gonna.
Wow. No.
Yeah, that's what I get for taking a lead to a lie from chains.
I mean, no one was believing that lie. I'm sorry.
I mean, the guy he's lying to doesn't know her.
Right. And I mean, she's clearly wearing
And half
makeup.
of it's true.
Yeah, and she's clearly wearing makeup that, he isn't accustomed to when she went full goth. So
That isn't 2-day-old smudged.
okay, well, it's got to stay because I used I took my edge shot and tanked it hard.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I could try and teamwork test you on that, but it's probably a worse idea.
Theo arches an eyebrow, and the leader looks around at the three of you as if he's sort of seeing you all for the first time, probably now actually sensing you. And looks like something catches his eye off to the right. And he starts walking in the direction of where Ace is in the room that she's in. And Theo looks at the rest of y'all and says, well, we do encourage meditation and introspection before transcendence. It makes the process much more pleasant. And then he turns around to leave.
Texting Ace, you in a safe spot? I think the leader's heading towards you.
Thumbs up. You get a thumbs up emoji in response.
Huh. I didn't know she knew that emoji. I mean, I've gotten the other emoji involving a finger often from her, but I didn't know she knew the thumbs up.
That's funny.
I figured her more for finger gun. That's just me.
So, Ace, what are you doing?
I don't know. She's gonna message Geek Squad and be like, should I see if there's a shutdown command? Or can you do that from there?
Maybe we can do it from here. I mean, it's not a bad idea to figure out what you can figure out. I don't think I would shut them down right now until we know where all of our targets are.
And Spider's doing his thing to get to the other floors, right?
Did you guys get a schematics of this place, or maybe find a loading dock? Because all these bodies have got to go somewhere.
Yeah, I can look for a schematic.
I mean, we could just behead the vampire to do it.
You know what? I'm gonna ask Theo. Maybe he'll just tell us.
Yeah,
You want to admit that he's a vampire?
they seem real forthcoming.
Yeah. Hey Theo, where did the people go once they've transcended? I think you hadn't explained that to me with any fullness, and I just kind of want to wrap my mind around it to understand.
Theo turns back around and he says they stay in their rooms until the transcendence is completed, until it's time for them to wake up. And then we take them to our rehabilitation facility to ensure that everything is working as it should. And then they're free to leave.
So they stay in the room, like all the people are just in their individual rooms?
That is the agreement.
And so far, none of the people have come back from transcending because none of the stuff has applied. So everybody who's ever transcended is in this building.
Most of the people who come to us want to wait until there's a world that is free from disease or free from war or free from racism. And since those things have not happened yet, we have not awoken.
You got
Know what Ace is going to do now.
you reckon there's going to be a time when that's true, is what you're saying?
I do. That is the belief that holds this operation together. Is that one day the world will be a better place for all of these people who feel that they don't belong in their current time.
When are you going to transcend?
I am an assistant, so my transcendence will begin once we have enabled everybody else who wishes to our capacity.
Ace is going to look for branding.
Okay.
Like corporate branding. Everybody's got every.
Yeah.
Nope, lost it. But yeah, that's what she's doing.
Okay.
Where's the maker's mark on these things?
Make me a perception test.
Let's see who's bankrolling this.
I'm mesmerized by the cat behind Spider.
And so I'm gonna put. Ooh, 5.
You are able to find it's very small, and it's down at the base of the pod on the back where there's some wires that come in, and it's a very small Spinrad Global logo.
That's one that Ava, out of character, does not know much about.
Johnny Spinrad's a vampire.
They are fairly new on the scene. Allegedly. Technically.
Oh yeah, that's why I don't know much about them. I forgot.
So, Geek Squad and Spider, what are y'all up to?
Once he's got the download, I'm getting out.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've got the download. There was the one pod that was active, which I said, oh, I must be real curious about that. So I was going to try to dig in to figure out what's going on with the active pod.
Okay, sure.
That reminds me, I'm not going out the way I came. I'm not going out past an active pod. I'm going to try and just get out, like, not the front door, but out like a window or something.
Okay. And as a note, when you went in there the first time, there were no active pods. So why don't you do a matrix investigation check for me, Geek Squad?
Wait. So like one of the pods is active now that wasn't
So
5 minutes ago.
The first time that Spider got into that lower level, there were no active pods. And then when he went in again, that's when the pod was active.
Oh, that can't be good.
It's actively draining them of blood.
Or it's waking somebody up to deal with y'all.
That's no fun.
I have a suspicion, but I'm not going to spoil it.
So that's a matrix perception. I'm assuming that's what you were thinking.
Yeah. What did I say?
I think. Oh well, you might have said investigation. I assumed. But
yeah.
though.
Yeah. Yeah. So as you're digging into this active pod scenario, you're comparing it to one of the other ones that aren't active, and you note that the active pod does not have any active vitals or life signs to it, whereas the regular pod is showing a constant. It's a low state of heart rate and like someone is sleeping, and the active pod does not have any of those vitals being fed from it.
Can I see like a medical history or something? Like, did the person die or did the person step out, or can I not tell?
Yeah, absolutely. So as you keep going down in layers, you see that the occupant of this pod has been in and out of the pod for the last 50 years. And that it basically will show periods of activity and then periods of inactivity, which in this case, and that the last time that it was active was lines up with the timeline of Spider moving in and out of there. And it seems that the periods where it is the life, like the vitals, that the heart rate is lower right before the period of activity, and that things like blood sugar monitoring and things like that, things that would indicate vitality, seems to be lower. And then after the active period, that those are higher.
Okay, but during the active period, there's no life signs?
Correct. I picked very poor words for this.
Well, so like, and vampires on my brain here. So like, vampire steps out, gets a snack, steps back in, and is now full and doing better.
It does seem to match that kind of pattern, yeah.
Crap, Spider, you may have company. You need to get out of there now.
I'm on my way out. I'm going to watch my back and look around and make sure I'm not being followed.
Okay.
And then to the rest of the team, y'all, looks like maybe somebody stepped out of this tube that's done it before, and I probably just have vampires on the brain, but I have concerns that it might be something scary.
It's not like they're getting up to go get, midnight snack. Oh, wait.
What room is it?
If you've got cyber eyes, how do you see the vampires?
As was pointed out earlier, it's just a disease.
Yeah, with your eyeballs, because they people.
I still
What room
think
has
don't.
that active tube in it?
What was that, Ava?
Ace is asking Geek Squad, where's the active one? She wants to kill a vampire.
Well, I don't have eyes on him, but the tube was in the basement. There was somebody in there before, and it seems like there's not anybody in there now.
Vampires are always in the basement.
Cool.
Spider,
Ace is
are
gonna
you
try
out
and
of
sneak
there?
her way down there. That's like her goal now.
What you don't
Yeah, what I-
realize is the GM has separated us all, and we've all been replaced with pod people.
Again.
Y'all separated yourselves.
This is true.
Do I make it out before being snatched and eaten?
Yeah, you're a good spider.
Yeah, I'm out.
So Ace, are you trying to crawl through the ceiling again, or are you just gonna walk down the hallway?
She would try because she knows those two came up. Is there any movement outside in the hallway?
She's
going to do this as cautious. Why did I go Jersey? As cautious as possible.
They did tell you, Cyrus and Jay and Chains told you that the leader was headed down the hall.
Back up into the ceiling.
Okay. As you retreat back up to the pseudo safety of the ceiling tiles, that the leader does in fact open the door and walk exactly to where you had been standing. And,
okay.
And he looks up at the ceiling, basically looks up to where you are, and he sort of stares at you for a moment. Are you magically active?
Nope.
Okay. And sort of gives for the audience at home, gives a little half smile, and then walks out of the room.
Oh, this is so bad.
I don't like that.
Well, we were supposed to find these people.
Oh no, I love it. It's great.
And we found them. What now?
So, Geek Squad, you were able, with your, you've been crunching database and all that, and you are able to find Florence's sister. And she is in a room on the second floor, sort of in the middle. So we'll call it like 215.
I definitely relay that to the team. And if she's our mission, I would say let's get her and go.
Works for me. This is the part I'm good at.
Yeah, I would say it's time to have some fun. And be big damn heroes. What the hell? We can multitask.
Yeah, if you can find a way to open her up, I can get up in that room and get her out. Y'all keep leader busy.
So we know where she is. Time to start sneaking through the place. I try and get everybody organized using small unit tactics so we can actually, except Ace, who's not with us, so we can move through without being too obvious.
Aren't you still with Theo?
Is Theo still in the room?
Theo was talking with Chains, but if Chains is done asking questions, then Theo would leave.
Thanks, Theo. That was everything.
He gives a friendly smile and waves and walks in the opposite direction of the way that the leader left the room.
What's up with that
Did
leader
Ace-
guy? He's kind of creepy.
Did they see him look up at the ceiling tiles? I'm assuming, hopefully not.
No, that was in a separate room. That was more for the audience.
Yeah.
The viewer audience.
Yeah, okay. So Ace is none the wiser.
Nah.
I love it. Because yeah, her goal right now is to get down to the basement to that active pod. I want to kill a vampire.
Do these rooms all have like external windows?
They do. They're all frosted, so you can't see into them, which also gives up the facade of it being abandoned.
Geek Squad, I'm gonna go around the side of the building. Let me know when I'm at the right, like I'm close enough to room 215. Then I'll get up into that second story window.
Sure. I will definitely be able to figure that one out. GM, am I going to be able to figure that one out?
Yeah, someone talked about getting schematics.
Yeah.
And that the room layout hasn't changed since it was an actual elementary school. So the numbers all line up with the original
How many
building.
windows it is, that's all I really need.
Yep, I will light it up on your AR for you.
Awesome.
So our plan is that Ace is going to go to the basement and kill whatever's down there. Geek Squad is going to help Spider to find the room that Florence's sister is in from the outside so he can get in. And we've got Chains and Cyrus and Jay causing general mayhem.
Yeah.
That works.
But if we know they were getting our people out, I'm prepared to perform mayhem.
Okay. Well, since it is in fact 11 o'clock, we're going to have to save the mayhem and break-ins for next time. So thank you guys so much for running this. I did not expect it to last this long, so I'm very excited to see what else y'all come up with. And
it's the classic Shadowrunner elevator trap. You put us in a closed space, and we will not go in there. We'll waste 2 hours of time saying, no, we're not going in there.
I love it. It's tense. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Well, y'all are making this incredible for me. So I really appreciate everyone showing up and playing, and I appreciate everyone who showed up to watch. And
it's super fun.
Thank you. Tom, we have any announcements?
Well, tomorrow night, check out Gen Con TV at 7 p.m. Eastern, twitch.tv/Gen Con TV, where Jen and I are going to talk about a different game system, Cortex Prime, and how we built a couple games in it. And then after that, at 8 o'clock, we're going to play one of the games, Weird Vegas, where it's the 1960s and the authorities want the mob out of Chicago. And they send a task force into one particular hotel that seems a little bit different than the norm. And we get to find out just how different it is. Hey, we all know what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but what happens in Weird Vegas? I guess it'll be a gamble. But that's starting at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. After that, we'll be back in 2 weeks. And I think the next stream that we've got going on is on twitch.tv/Master of Rem. We've got Light Clockwork on Sunday night and Paranormal Albany on Monday night. Other than that, I think I'm all set. Unless anybody else got any announcements to make?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you all for watching. Have a great night.
Adios.
Bye, everybody.